Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be playing the IS4. We're going to talk about the IS4 and decide whether the tank is back. Yes, whether it is back to its best. Now, many moons ago, people would always ask me, what would the first line, if you was to recommend now, what would be the first line for newer players to grind? Now, I would always say the IS4 line. I would always say the IS4 because the IS4 had everything. Honestly, it had armor, it had speed, it had decent enough DPM. You could hold down, you could side scrape. It literally had absolutely everything. And then Wargaming decided to start changing it. It then lost its touch. The armor was no good, couldn't really side scrape too well. There's weak points on the turret that people were starting to sort of learn about, and it just could not keep up with today's times as such, and it really did struggle. And in fact, it become one of the worst tier 10 heavies in the game. Of course, Wargaming recently have started changing them again, and this tank has now been made much better again. It feels a lot better. It feels a lot quicker. The armor profile can work as well, and it just feels like it's got its touch again. And hopefully the IS4 can come back and be one of the best first tier 10 tanks in the game. As I've said, I don't look at tier 10 tanks like, say, the Leopard 1, you know, it's a great tank and people can perform really well in it. But for a newer player, the Leopard 1 just isn't that tank you should be grinding. Whereas the IS4, it allowed you to learn a lot about the game. And what I mean by that is, again, like I said, it enables you to teach you to side scrape. It enables to teach you to hold down. You can brawl in it. You can help your mediums because it's got the speed. You can do just about anything with the IS4, or you used to, and now you can start doing things like that again. And over the last couple of years, I think the IS7 has just been made such a better tank than the IS4. It's actually going to be quite good to see the IS4 coming back into the game. So the turret on this thing is 238 millimeters. So not the best of turrets, but actually it is quite a strong turret. The hull, however, it's a hit and miss. There are some strong bits, there's some weak bits. Overall, it's okay. If you angle, then you will get bounces. I mean, it's only 149 standard, but you will be able to get bounces if you don't make it easy for the enemy team. Your DPM, fairly good DPM as well. 2,783. That is with me running calibrated shells, so you can get that to over 2,900, almost 3,000 DPM for a tank like this is actually really good. That is just a 9-second reload. Your penetration is 272 on your AP, 373 on your heat, and 70 on your HE. So plenty of penetration there, especially on that heat. You've got a 420 alpha, 360 on your heat, and 500 on your HE. Aim time 3.9. Again, tanks like this are not going to be anything special. And the same as the gun dispersion at 0.326. It does only have 6 degrees of gun depression, but the top speed now is 44 kilometers per hour. So the top speed is also now pretty decent, and just having that top speed makes the tank feel so much better. Because those of you that remember the IS7 days, I mean, the IS7 was like the quickest heavy tank. You can get to battle very quickly. You can run away very quickly. And it made the tank, and it made people want to play the IS7. Now with this tank going as quick as it does, hopefully it does make people want to play the IS4 and play it differently as well. Again, because it's a heavy tank, but with the speed, you can go help your mediums, and that's exactly what I've done here. I've gone to the medium side. Excuse me. Well, to the point that I was the furthest forward. I've gone to the medium side, but I was the furthest tank forward, and you can see rushing the medium tanks, or with the medium tanks, and that makes the gameplay like so much fun when you can rush tanks and there's a group of you rushing tanks. Honestly, it just makes the game feel so much more fun. I mean, look at me with these medium tanks here. I am a medium tank. You know, I'm working with these medium tanks and doing just as well as the medium tanks. And look how quickly, I mean, yes, there was an AFK, but look how quickly within a minute of the game we've managed to clear 2 tanks. And in fact, this game is just over 2 minutes long. So you can see we are just going to go and rush. And we don't care. We don't care because of my speed, because of my DPM, because of my armor. I just don't care, and we are literally just going to go forward, and we're not going to stop moving. So you can see the Skoda here again. He's now a one-shot. Let's just chase him around. Goodbye, and he's now gone. And then look, there's an IS4, and this is going to give me a good show of how the armor is when you're up against yourself. As you can see, yes, the armor's not great, and you can penetrate it, but look, I'm still getting bounces from this guy. The angles that I'm at, I'm moving. I'm not making it easy. I mean, just look at the armor. When he's angling, apart from the lower plate, it's actually very, very good armor. So now I bounced 1100 damage. I'm going to, for now, ignore the IS4 because the Leopard has decided to start rushing me. I'm going to try and stop him in his tracks, wait for my T22. And now I know that my T22 has got him. I can leave him, and before you know it, it's still 3,300 damage. And we've done that very, very easily, very quickly, just about 2.5 minutes there, I think. And I thought that was pretty decent. And again, that is what makes this tank a lot more fun now, and it's the speed. You know, I know there's other things that has changed with the tank, but for me, it's all about the speed. I don't even care if Wargaming didn't change anything else with the tank. Now it's got some speed. It just feels like kind of like the old IS7. You know, the IS7 that was quick as hell, and people used to use that speed to its advantage. At least you can now do that with the IS4, and I definitely think it has come back to its best, and I think a lot of people are going to be playing the IS4 a lot more. I love the look of the tank as well. I love the camouflage. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, and yeah, I am now again falling back in love with the IS4, and it is going to be a tank that I do start recommending for newer players in the game. Yes, again, I'm not saying it's going to be the best tank for new players. I'm not saying that, but at least people are able to learn a lot playing the IS4, and that's what we want. We don't want them just to learn medium tanks. We don't want them to learn just tanks with very strong armor. We want them to learn the game and everything around the game, and side scraping, rushing, using the armor, using the speed, everything like that is all part of the game. And at least with the IS4, you're able to learn a big part of this game. So right now, 570 damage blocked. We've got 2,000 damage. There is still 4 tanks left alive. Yes, we do take a stupid shot there on the Object 268. But again, I'm using the speed and I'm just going forward, and I just don't care. I really just don't care. Now, I'm going to ignore the object because I'm not able to get the shot, and I'm just going to rush this Sheridan. I know he's just shot. So again, I'm a heavy tank rushing a light tank, and he's going to struggle to get away. You're going to see he's not just going to be able to get away very easily. He was going to struggle to get away, but no problem whatsoever for the IS4. Now, there's going to be 1 tank left who is actually going to be in the corner in the map. That's 6 versus 1. And again, we're just going to push. We haven't bounced too much this game. To be honest, we haven't really had the opportunity because we've been rushing. People have been able to get the shots from the side very, very easily. But again, I don't care because the way I play the IS4, it's not a tank now. I play with the heavies, you know. You've got things like the old IS4 where you would go with the heavies. You would sit on a corner. You would sort of get on a ridge or try and side scrape. For me, it's not that tank anymore. For me, it is a heavium. It's a tank that I'm going to go and support my medium tanks with because you can now do that with this tank. So let me know what you think of the IS4. What do you think of the change, and is it a tank that you love or is it a tank that you hate? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69. and I will catch you all soon. Bye-bye.